Well, g'day and welcome to this edition of the Apprentice Toolbox. Today, something a little different, a bit of a change of pace. This video series is about tools to help you live your faith in the real world. And today I want to have a bit of a chat about what you're currently wearing. Why would I want to know about what you're wearing? Well, I don't want to know about what you're wearing. I just want to challenge you about what you're wearing on the basis of this little book. This little book is freely available right around the world, published here in Australia by Baptist World Aid. And it is called the Ethical Fashion Guide. Baptist World Aid have been operating for many, many years, and I think they were initially called something else. I don't have in my head what they were initially called. But they are an organisation that exists to provide particularly relief from poverty in countries where people are in extreme poverty. And as they've been doing that work, they just realised that part of the problem was us. We bought stuff that kept people in poverty and caused them to work in dangerous conditions, and ultimately those of us in the first world were, through our choices, unwittingly, sometimes wittingly, but mostly unwittingly, causing damage. And so they said, okay, let's help them be witting. And they created the Ethical Fashion Guide. I reckon we probably need an ethical tech guide, an ethical food guide, and a bunch of other ethical guides, don't you? But this is a good start. So I thought I'd have a bit of a look at what I'm currently wearing. My jeans come from Just Jeans, and Just Jeans are just okay. You see, they score a C+. Each brand or outlet is given a rating from, I think it's from D. Let's have a quick look here. They say they basically do an audit of each organisation based around their policies, their traceability and transparency, their level of auditing and supplier relationships, and their worker empowerment. And they give them from an A+ through to, I think I even saw an F. Yeah, there's definitely an F there. So F, as it did on my maths assignments, stands for fail. C stands for could have tried a little harder, but and A stands for pretty darn good. And as I look through here, there are some A's, which is good. But like Just Jeans, there's quite a few could have done a little better kind of marks. So let's just do what else am I wearing right now? I'm wearing Diodora sneakers, but they're not in there. So I bought them, though, I think from Big W. And you'd think Big W would be okay, wouldn't you? But they're still only a C. They're not even a C+. Clarks, good old Aussie Clarks, C+. I got some undies when I was in Canada from Fruit of the Loom. That was the organisation or the company that produced me undies. And you'd think Fruit of the Loom sounds like a bit of an earthy kind of happy kind of company, isn't it? D+, not so good. Grosby. Well, despite the advertising, they're not great, mate. They're kind of fairly average. C+. Just Jeans, I've told you, they got a C+. Whatever. Nike. You went to Nike. Well, nice to see that Nike are reaching up. They've got a B. A B for Nike. Rivers. Rivers started in Bendigo, I believe. Sadly, only the C+. Target, where I do most of my high fashion shopping. B. And there you go. As you can see, there's heaps of them all over the place. And the reason I'm highlighting this is that most of us wear clothes most of the time. And you probably aren't quickly thinking so much about the ethical implications of the clothes that you wear. But can I encourage you to do so? There are, obviously buying cheap clothes helps, but buying affordable clothes from brands who, think about where their clothes come from helps even more. And I encourage you, please think about grabbing hold of this. Freely available. It's available as a free PDF on the Baptist World Aid site, and they will be more than pleased, I think, to send you as many of these suckers as you want. You could drop into your local Baptist church. They probably have a bunch of them too. And it's just helpful information. Just to think a little bit about where does your fashion come from? Out of interest. See if I can find it. Oh, yeah, there's an Icebreaker. I don't even know what Icebreaker is, but they got an A+. Since they have been publishing this, the number of organisations that are able to tell where their fabrics they purchase for their clothes come from has grown from 49% to 78%, and the number of organisations that can trace where their raw materials come from has grown from 17% to 42%, and the number of companies that can guarantee that the people who made the stuff you're wearing get a living wage in order to make the stuff, that has grown from 3 companies out of all this many companies, 3, to 8 in the last 5 years. So this is the 5th edition. Seems as though the pressure of this actually matters. It's the sort of thing, it'd be great to, get a bunch of copies, give them to your friends and family, and next time you're shopping, ask them, did you realise you only got a C+? You might want to think about that. Anyway, this is the Apprentice Toolbox, tools to help us think about living faith in every aspect of our lives, and this is a pretty simple one. Go for it.